Yes, guys, and welcome back. Oh, right, guys, let's restart that. Yes, guys, I've got my brand new Manchester United top for this season. I'm buzzing about it. It's a nice top with Hoyland 11 on the back. And yes, guys, I'm going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played. Brentford, guys, at home, at Old Trafford, guys. And you know what? We left it late, as we always do. But anyway, guys, made 2 changes from last game against Crystal Palace. Talking about the start 11, so we started with Onana, Dalot, Maguire, Evans, Lindelof, Amrabat, Casemiro, Fernandes, Mount, Rashford and Hoyland. Get into the overall reaction now. Super sub McTominay late double rescues United. Yes, get in. What a comeback. It was a famous Manchester United comeback. What a result. Great win. Massive 3 points. We made it hard work for ourselves, got the job done. We showed great team spirit, fight and character. It's paper over the cracks. This has to be the turning point. We did it in Fergie time. We got out of jail. We found a way to win. We got away with one. We got some luck eventually as well. Let's hope United's season has kick-started. Okay start. United pressing high up the pitch. United switching off a bit on a throw-in. Rashford had an early chance. Brentford's 2 strikers are dropping in the midfield so they can't pick out the pockets of spaces. United getting the crosses into the box. United putting the pressure on. United trying to stretch out Brentford's defence. Some good passages of play by United. United controlling the game. Brentford finding their feet. United giving away loose balls. Brentford having some good passages of play. Shit defending. Brentford go 1-0 up. Need to see a response and a reaction from United. United are too narrow and need to stretch out Brentford's back 5. United on the front foot. It's been competitive end to end. Rashford had a big chance. Good passage of play by Brentford. Brentford solid defensively. First half was shit. United need to cut out silly mistakes. Ten Hag will want to see a response and a reaction. United need to get an equaliser to get back into the game. Eriksen on for Casemiro. Brentford are putting men behind the ball and frustrating United. United need to be careful with Brentford's set plays. United are too static, no one making a run. Brentford are organised. Ten Hag makes personal changes. Ambitious attempt by Hoyland. United having the chances but just struggling in the final third and no end product. United trying to make things happen. United are giving the ball too slow. Just no inspiration, no energy and no creativity. Martial comes on, changing formation. United are going for it. United are pushing. United are putting the pressure on. McTominay comes on. McTominay makes an impact and scores for 1-1. McTominay in the right place at the right time and scores for 2-1. Game management and decision making was vital. We need to build on this now. This needs to be the turning point. We need to be more consistent and we need momentum. First half was shit. Second half was okay. Overall, awful performance. Win done and 3 points done. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into today's video. What did I make of the performance? I thought the performance overall was an awful performance. I think it was abysmal. I don't think it was good enough, to be honest. I don't think it was at Manchester United standards. I don't think it was at anybody's liking, to be honest, in the whole 90 minutes that we watched as well. Not much to say myself. We got away with one yet again. We got luck. One of those games where you go, phew, Jesus Christ, we were put through it. But we made hard work for ourselves in that game against Brentford. Definitely for sure. We got away with one in these certain sort of games. We were 1-0 down for large parts of that game. But we found a way to win. We did against Brentford. I said coming into this game that Brentford are low on confidence. And they've only got 1 win out of 6 at the time. At the end of the day, it was a great win for Manchester United. A great time to win just before the international break. Great comeback, great result, great win, massive 3 points as well. We got the job done, but it's just paper over the cracks, to be honest. But this now needs to be our turning point in the season. We've been terrible so far this season in terms of performances, and every team coming to Old Trafford or going away from home have just been turning us over recently. We need to improve. The performances need to improve. I did it in Fergie time as well. Obviously, rest in peace to Lady Kathy as well. That one was for her. We got away with one. It was about time we got some luck in this game as well. Let's hope now this is United season is now kick-started. We made it hard work for ourselves and it wasn't easy. We had to keep going. We had to show a bit of that character, that fight, that team spirit to the end. We made that one change in McTominay to come on and just to give us a little bit of energy and a little bit of sharpness about us, and that's what we sort of lacked in that whole game as well. At the end of the day, we got away with one massively against Brentford here. We had to capitalise. This was a must-win for Manchester United. We couldn't afford to have another loss as well. Over the last couple of games where we've lacked ideas going forward, we had to find something in this one because we were 1-0 behind for ages, and we had to find something, and we found something, and that was Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay. We left it late. Have to sometimes do it in Fergie time. 2 late goals. You can't complain at the end of the day. But getting into the game now, I thought it was an okay start by Manchester United. To be honest with you, I think it was a little bit topsy-turvy. I thought, it was one of those starts where United got on the front foot, but then a few loose passes and a few loose balls sort of let Brentford get on the front foot as well at the start. So it was a bit of a competitive start in the game. But then I thought United were expected to have loads of possession in this game, as we always do at home. United were pressing up the pitch straight away. But there was just that little. I think in games like this against Brentfords and your bigger teams, you have to switch on a little bit, and we sort of switched off a wee bit on a throw-in where they could have capitalised, and but Rashford had an early chance. Brentford's 2 strikers, and obviously Brentford used to play with a 3-5-2, and obviously. With the 2 strikers up front, but obviously with a load of injuries at Brentford at the minute, he's had to really go to a 4-3-3, and obviously it's not really implemented that 4-3-3 because he's never played a 4-3-3 before, and because he's obviously got loads of injuries, he's had to deal with those guys that he's got now. But obviously I think he sort of went to a bit of a 3-5-2 anyway in this game, where the 2 strikers of theirs sort of were dropping back more deeper into the midfield so they can pick out the pockets of spaces, so then they could get the guys out wide and to try and get those balls into that channel, the left and the right channel, to get those footballs going that way. And then United were sort of like getting the good crosses into the box, but just wasteful at the end of the day, and we're putting the pressure on United. We're trying to stretch Brentford's defence. There were some good passages of play by United. United were controlling the game. Brentford were just finding their feet as well in the game. United were giving away loose balls. We were giving away possession too easily as well. And then that obviously sort of led to their goal as well. Casemiro gives away the ball. And obviously, great passes. Obviously, they had put in some good passages of play in, and then shit defending kicked in as well, and loose ball by Casemiro, they capitalised, and shit defending as well by Lindelof. And then obviously Brentford go 1-0 up, and then it was all about, can we see a response and a reaction from United? United were just too narrow, and we need to stretch their back 5 as well, because they were sort of like, what they were doing a lot though, Brentford, they were playing that low block and they were defending deep for the majority of that game once they went 1-0 up as well, because they know that maybe 1 goal was in it that could win the game. So that's why they were trying to hold on. But then United were on the front foot. It had been competitive. It was end-to-end. It was quite open game as well. Rashford had a big chance as well, tried to test their goalkeeper to the near post as well. United were trying to make things happen. Good, and then there was a good passage of play by Brentford as well. And then overall, the first half was just shit, just not good enough. United were frustrated. United just didn't have the answers in that first half once we went 1-0 down. But then in the second half, it was all about we had to cut out our silly mistakes. Ten Hag wanted to see a reaction and a response. He got that, obviously, towards the end of the game anyway. But, but then instantly you knew that, we had to make a change. Eriksen went off for Casemiro. I think that change was done based on that loose pass by Casemiro, and Casemiro was just getting done in the midfield as well, getting run right over from Casemiro in that game. And then obviously Brentford were putting men behind the ball and frustrating United defensively. Were very good as well. United needed to be careful with Brentford's set plays as well, because they're very good on set plays. But United were just too static, and this is what we've done over the last couple of weeks. Too static, no one's making a run, and just nothing from United at the end of the day. And then just lacking ideas, and we just don't know we don't have a clue what we're doing. And then it's just like, there's just no cohesion, there's just no pattern of play, there's just no real identity about us. And then, Brentford were organised. Ten Hag has to make personal changes. Ambitious attempt by Højlund. United having the chances but just struggling in the final third and just no end product as well. United trying to make things happen yet again. But then we were just moving the ball way too slow, and that slick passing has just gone away from United recently as well. And then Martial comes on. There was just no inspiration, no energy, no creativity. Changing formation then, and then it was all about we have to go for it then. Changing formation, and then United are pushing, putting the pressure on. McTominay comes on to try to make the difference. Obviously, McTominay makes an impact straight off the bench and scores for 1-1. McTominay's in the right time at the right, and then obviously yet again McTominay in the right place at the right time scores for 2-1. And then it was just all about how to grind it out then, and then how to see that game out. And then obviously we won the game 2-1, massive 3 points, and then it was all about game management and decision making was vital. But we now want to build on this now. We have to build on this now. This needs to be our turning point in the season. And we have to follow it up with another win against Sheffield United. And we need to be more consistent, and we need that momentum on our side now. So hopefully we can carry on this form and start to build a bit of a run of form now as well, because we need to go on a good run of form ourselves now as well, because we've got some big games coming up now this month as well. So we have to turn up these performances now, and we have to really raise the bar, and the high standards have got to be back up there yet again. Overall, awful performance, but a win is a win. We showed great fight, team spirit and character towards the end, thanks to McTominay brace. We did it in Fergie time. We got out of jail, massively got away with one yet again, but it's paper over the cracks. Yeah, definitely paper over the cracks. We always make it hard work for ourselves. We always make it difficult for ourselves at times, but it's definitely paper over the cracks, and you've seen it over the last couple of weeks as well, how bad we've been. It's just paper over the cracks. Not good enough at the end of the day, and obviously these performances have been way below par. It's not been good enough of late. Very big games coming up now as well. In these certain sort of games, 1-0 behind the majority of the game, you need to find something in the game. And also in this game, like I was just saying before, we had to win this game. We couldn't lose another game at home. It would have been 3 defeats in a row if we would have lost that as well in the Premier League as well. It's just paper over the cracks in a way, because from making Old Trafford a fortress, now losing games at home. I think it's our 4th, 5th game that we've lost this season. We've lost in the Champions League at home, twice in the Prem now, I think, as well. It's not been good enough. It's paper over the cracks. Not good enough on United's behalf, but obviously in this game we showed great fight, great team spirit, great character towards the end of the game, and obviously it was the super sub that helped us as well, and McTominay that made an impact as well, coming off the bench. Did it in Fergie time, rest in peace. Lady Cathy, that one was for you. We got out of jail, as we always do. Massively got away with one, but it was about time we got a bit of luck in this game. We've not had any luck recently in these last couple of games. Definitely we've got some luck in this one. We've got to be better ourselves, and the performances have got to improve. Hopefully now we can start to develop the team, start to improve and get better ourselves, but we found a way to win. Did what we had to do at the end of the day, and great comeback from the boys. Famous Manchester United comeback. We'll take it. A win is a win. 3 points. We have to move on at the end of the day onto the next one. Why have the performances of late not been good enough, and also have the standards have dropped? Yeah, definitely. I think the standards have definitely dropped in this camp, in these sort of players. And I don't know what they do in training, to be honest, because, you're thinking about what are these guys doing in training, because at the end of the day, I know some of these new players are coming in, and it's all about, getting the team gelling together, playing well together. But I think it's also, and that could be one of the factors why we're not playing well at the minute, because obviously with loads of players coming in, but I'll get into that in a minute. But I want to obviously answer the second part to that question. Why have the standards dropped recently of late? And I think that was one of them, because since we won that Carabao Cup in February, we've not been at our best. And, the way how Ten Hag wants to play, proactive, on the front foot, loads of possession, wants to play with initiative, we've not seen that properly from Manchester United. But we have seen it against Crystal Palace and again in the Carabao Cup, but we've not seen it in the majority of these sort of games sort of this year. We were winning sort of games last season where we were, not playing our best and we were getting away, and we found ways to win, and we were still not our best, and we still won games, and even though the performances were not great, but at the end of the day, the standards have dropped at the end of the day. You can admit that for sure. They've come way down here. But I think that's just down to like maybe a weak mentality in these sort of players. And, you know, I think that was all boils down onto the leaders out there as well, the likes of Bruno Fernandes, you know, Casemiro as well, maybe Maguire. So, you know, it does boil down to the leaders out there and also the captain as well. So it could be that definitely why the standards have dropped and why we're not demanding more from these players, and that could be one of them, definitely for sure. But I mean, you know, we have to raise the bar now in these next games because we've got Newcastle coming up, we've got City coming up, we've got Copenhagen coming up. So we need to whack up the standards now and show the high standards in every single game, you know. So we need to turn it up and we need to manage games better because we're all over the place at the minute and we're making, obviously I'll get into that now, but obviously, you know, the performances of late have not been good enough in a way because I think it's not helped out in our pre-season that we had as well. I think we had about 8 games. I think most of the teams in the top 6 had about 5 or 6 games to work with. So it didn't help with the pre-season, with the grueling pre-season that we had as well. And then the players have just looked a bit jaded as well in a way and not really got gelling in a way from the get-go. And then obviously, you know, another one is because we've been making far too many mistakes. Not offensively but defensively more, because obviously we've been making comedy errors at the back recently, and then Onana's another one and then obviously then you've got Onana that can't save at the minute as well. So, you know, we've been making way too many mistakes as well, and then it's like we have to get ourselves out of jail. Nearly did it against Bayern Munich, obviously did it in this one as well. But then, you know, the defensively we've been a joke. We've been all over the place. Defensively, just conceding far too many goals at the minute. I think we've been too passive in games as well. We've just been, you know, too easy to play against as well. We've let teams just play us off the park and cut us right open in the midfield as well. Where I think we've been lacklustre in games as well, where we've looked sort of in a way, you know, with no creativity in a way and nothing much happening in sort of games as well. And, you know, no inspiration, no energy, no creativity, too slow on the ball. There's just no slick passing. There's nothing about us with the ball. No real identity about our play. You know, not being aggressive, relentless and ruthless in front of goal. I think it's all down to the weak mentality that we've got in this team as well. Not showing that we want it more in games as well. You know, no confidence and no momentum to build on. And then it's just like we have to go back to our basics, and then there's just no consistency in the team. And then you could also blame the injuries, and then he's having to play players out of position. Amrabat as a fullback, and then sort of drifting in into the midfield, which leaves us exposed at the back as well. So yeah, I mean, he's got real problems that he needs to sort out, and then we just lack ideas going forward as well, and we just don't know what we're doing as well. But I mean, at the end of the day, we just need to sort it out thick and fast. Erik ten Hag has took a lot of criticism over the last couple of weeks, but can he change it around? Definitely. I think it's just a slow start for Manchester United. It's been a poor start. We can all agree on that. I think it's been our worst start in 34 years. But at the end of the day, Erik ten Hag will get it going eventually. I think it's not helped with the injuries that we've got out as well at the minute. 3 left-backs injured. Doesn't help that we don't have a left-back fit at the minute as well. And fans out there are going to come out and blame the way how we play. Games are blamed on him when we're making silly errors ourselves as well. At the end of the day, he will turn it around. I think as soon as when the team have got gelling together, playing well together, when there's a real identity about us and the way how we want to play, I think he will get it going eventually. And I think it's not easy when you bring in loads of players in one window, brought in 7 at the end of the day, and it's just not easy. And then you're having to gel together, play together, and then it's all about having to implement the way how he wants to play and then it's all about these players taking it on board and taking the right coaching advice as well. We'll turn it around. I think once we've got a fully fit squad, we'll be raring to go. We'll have hopefully all three fullback ready to go. He will turn it around. He's the man for this job. Just give it time. It will come good for United. It will come clicking. We will turn a corner eventually in results, and we will get there. Just give it time. It should happen at the end of the day, and we will get back up there. I know we're sat 10th. I know we're mid-table, but once we get a couple of wins under our belts, hopefully teams start to slip up. You never know. We'll be back up there as soon as we can as well ourselves, and we just need to get a string of good results together, and we'll be back up there. As the international break come at the right time, I mean, what a better way to have an international break after once you've beaten Brentford. It was a must-win. We had to win this game. It was massive 3 points. Look at teams like Liverpool that dropped points in this one as well. It's match day, and the international breaks come at the right time for everyone. In fact, it's nice for Erik ten Hag to go away, analyse those games back where it's all gone wrong. Obviously, a couple of losses yet again that he has to analyse back. It's also nice for the players to go on a week's break and then to rejuvenate themselves and go again. Obviously, we've got some tough games yet again in the month of October, so we have to be ready for those sort of games, be ready to attack those sort of games, and we have to be ready for these games now upcoming. I think the international breaks come at the right time. Re-energise ourselves, rejuvenate ourselves. Let's go again, and let's give it everything that we've got in every single game and leave it out there on the pitch, definitely for sure. Here's my man of the match. I think it's only one man who we can really give this to, the goal scorer at the end of the day. You look at the team out there, Onana, obviously he had an okay game, obviously mistakes at the goal. Thought Delay was okay. Thought Maguire and Evans had a very good game. Lindelof didn't really have a great game at fullback. Left back, Casemiro was left exposed, not good enough. Amrabat was okay. Thought Fernandes just couldn't really get into the game. I thought Mount had an alright game. Rashford just poor yet again. Højlund tried as well, but I think there's only one man to give this to. Scott McTominay for 2 goals. Was out of jail. Did the job for us at the end of the day. How do we beat Sheffield United? Now obviously we've got Sheffield United in our next fixture on the weekend. We shouldn't be on here and saying this is going to be a tough game against Sheffield United, because this is a Sheffield United team that's low on confidence at the minute. Paul Higginbottom under massive pressure at the minute, sitting 20th on 1 point. You look at that fixture against Sheffield United and you just say, look, we're going away from home. It's a must win. Got to win the game, hands down. Got to get the 3 points here. This is a Sheffield side that's defensively vulnerable, defensively a mess at the minute as well. This is a Sheffield team that's just completely low on confidence, struggling for form. 1 point in 7 games, not even a win this season yet as well. Contenders to go down and to go back to the Championship. These are sort of teams that you've got to be. This has got to be another win for United. Got to follow it up with another win against Sheffield United, hands down. No problems here against Sheffield United. Go to Bramall Lane, have to go with a game plan. We have to be ready for a game like this, physically, mentally. We have to be parallel for a game like this against Sheffield United. I mean, they'll want to play in some aspects in the game, definitely for sure, but play with that low block. They'll look to try counter-attack us and get us on the run of play. At the end of the day, I think they'll be a well-organised side. They'll be well-drilled. They'll want to keep it tight and compact, and they'll look to frustrate us in this game against Sheffield United. It's another game for United. We have to take onto a knock-on effect that this is Sheffield United. Teams have gone to Sheffield United and beaten them there at home. Been beaten at home 3 times at home this season. Got heavy defeat to Newcastle, 8-0, which goes to show it's 2-1s, just losing out 1-0. Defence is defensively vulnerable at the back, and we've got to get right at them for this. We have to punish them, and we have to punish them on their mistakes that they make, and that's what you've got to do against Sheffield United. I think they've been making far too many mistakes, and that's what you've got to do against them, and I think, you know, they'll be there for the taking. You've got to punish them. You've got to be relentless, aggressive, on the front foot from the get-go. I think we'll have plenty of possession in this game. It's what we do with the possession, and it's all about how we use that possession as well. So that's all down to how we want to play in this game against Sheffield United as well. But, you know, they're struggling for form. Higginbottom's way under pressure as well. You know, without a win this season, you know, they'll be defensively vulnerable. They'll be there for the taking, not scoring many goals as well. You know, they'll play with a low block. They've got low on confidence as well. You know, it'll be their FA Cup final. They'll give it everything that they've got. They'll make the right decisions going forward. They'll look to take risks. You know, they'll try to get us a counter-attack, try to get us on the run of play. They'll be well organised, well drilled. They'll want to stay tight and compact and frustrate us in a way. But in a game for United, for once, we need to defend properly, and we need to defensively be organised, be tight and compact, defensively frustrate them. We need to be ruthless, relentless, aggressive, high intensity, high tempo, player of energy, create the chances. Got to take your chances. Got to play with width, get in between the lines. Got to close them down. Don't let them back in the game. Don't leave any spaces open. They'll show incredible team spirit, character and fight. Got to do the basics right. You know, game management and decision making will be vital in a game like this. Got to be tight. Don't let them get a shot off. Sustain your attacks. Do the basics. Win your 50-50s. Win your second balls and win your duels. Put them on the back foot. Keep possession. Fullbacks have got to be effective. Force them to make mistakes. Put them under pressure. Don't let their wingers cut back inside. Even though they play with a 3-5-2. Don't afford to make mistakes. Make the runs in from behind. Don't get pulled out of position. Be explosive. Keep Brewster, McBurney and Archer quiet. Get into the goals now. First goal, Garnacho does well. Keeps the ball in play. Turns. Finds Dalot. Dalot shoots. The keeper saves it. Spilled by Strakosha. McTominay controls it and scores for 1-1. Second goal, United win a free kick. Fernandez pumps it forward. Maguire heads it. McTominay headers it in. The keeper gets his fingertips to it. Off the post and in for 2-1. Getting into the stats now, possession for Man United, it was 63.9%, and for Brentford it was 36.1%. Goals for Man United, it was 2, for Brentford it was 1. Total shots for Man United, it was 21, for Brentford it was 11. Shots on target for Man United, it was 8, and for Brentford it was 3. Accuracy for Man United, it was 38.1%, and for Brentford it was 27.3%. Shots inside the box for Man United, it was 14, and for Brentford it was 6. Shots outside the box for Man United, it was 7, and for Brentford it was 5. For Man United it was 557 passes, and for Brentford it was 326 passes. The pass accuracy for Man United, it was 87.6%. For Brentford, it was 72.1%. Getting to the substitutions now, Casemiro went off at Ericsson. Talk about Casemiro's performance. He has not been playing at a testimonial pace all season, and this was the nadir of his United's career. Hooked at half-time. Mount went off for Anthony. Talk about Mason's performance. Another demoralising day as he remained trapped in the curse of the number 7. His corners were so flat, he was taken off them. Rashford went off for Garnacho. Talk about Marcus's performance. Prompted groans from the home supporters again for not fully committing to a tackle. Had a shot on target but was substituted for the third match running. Lindelof went off for Martial. Talk about Victor's performance. Out of position and out of his depth at left back. His weak clearance was punished by Matthias Jensen. Went off with a possible injury. Amrabat went off for McTominay. Talk about Sofian's performance. Started in the midfield for the first time and was unable to impose himself all afternoon, as busy as he was. Next up, we've got Sheffield United. Sheffield are 20th in the league. Look, this is another game for Manchester United where we go and say, look, this is a team that's rock bottom in the league, low on confidence, defensively vulnerable. They'll be there for the taking. They'll play with a low block for the full game long. They're most likely going to play with the 3-5-2, a similar formation that Brentford played with in the last game as well. But Sheffield, it's going to be a complete different game. Sheffield are just low on confidence at the minute. Managers under pressure as well. Underwhelming themselves this season so far. Contenders to get relegated and also to go back to the Championship as well. You look at this game and you go, this is a must-win for Manchester United. We can't afford to lose this game to Sheffield United. We don't want to give them any confidence in this game whatsoever. We know in a game like this against Sheffield United that we have to have lots of possession in this one. I think we will, because I think they'll give up that possession. They'll look to frustrate United for the whole evening long on Saturday as well. So they'll look to play their triangles and to force United go wide and to play out wide as well. It's all down what we do with possession as well. With possession recently, United have been so poor recently. United have got to be much better in a game like this against Sheffield United. We want to cruise past against the Sheffield United team. They've been absolutely shite this season, and when I mean shite, they have been shy as well. I mean, I've only watched them once this season when they got hammered by Newcastle 8-0. This Sheffield side will be there for the taking. They'll look to try and get us on the counter-attack. They'll look to try to get on the run of play. This will be their FA Cup final, so they'll try to show that fight, that determination, that desire, that willingness about themselves that they'll want to win this game as well. We need to go there. It's a tough place to go at times, and we need to go there with a plan, with a game plan. We need to go there and do what we've got to do here against Sheffield United. Must win. Got to win this game against Sheffield United. Got to follow it up with another win after beating Brentford. It was a nice time to go on international break. This is where we need to get a string of results going. We need consistency, we need confidence, we need momentum, and this is where we need the momentum now after this international break. Let's get some good results now under our belts. We need a fantastic performance to beat a poor Sheffield United side, and we've got to go there on the front foot, take control, dominate this game. We need to get on the front foot, be ruthless, be relentless, be aggressive, get that first crucial goal under your belts, and then you want to control it, game manage the game properly, and let's get the 3 points in the bag and we move on to the next one. You look at that Sheffield side, they're a dreadful team at the minute. They've got problems on the pitch. At the end of the day, we've got to go there, get a result. I know we can do that against this Sheffield United side. We've got the quality to beat them as well. We've got the quality here, and that should be no problem on Saturday. Come on now, got to win this game. Can't afford to lose this. Let's start it off with a bang, with a win after the international break. Come on, lads, you've got it in you to beat the Sheffield United side, because we've got the quality to go and beat them as well. As a player of courage, intent, conviction, and we've got to turn up to this game as well. Sheffield are scoring 0.8 goals per game. Sheffield are conceding 2.8 goals per game. We've just got to prepare well, mentally, physically, got to go in the right mindset in this game as well. And I tell you what, we can just tighten up at the back a little bit, defensively frustrate them. They will hate it as well. They'll be coming on the counter-attack. Just got to keep it tight and compact and just make it difficult for them for the whole night long, and they'll just have no answers. They'll lack ideas themselves. Got to beat the Sheffield side because they're without a win this season. We've got 1 win. They've got no wins, 1 draw, 7 losses, and this will be United's job to go there and to ruin it and to win against Sheffield United. Sheffield United have 1-0, drew 1 and lost 7. They've lost to Crystal Palace 1-0, Nottingham Forest 2-1. City 2-1, Tottenham 2-1, Newcastle 8-0, West Ham 2-0, and Fulham 3-1 as well. Sheffield United have lost 3 games at home and 4 away from home so far this season. Players to look out for is Baldock, Trusty, Egan, Thomas, Anil, Robinson, Bogle, Sakiri, Lachori, Fleck, Hammer, Traore, Norwood, Sousa, Davis, Osborne, McAtee, Fleming, Brewster, McBurney and Archer. Hope you guys enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if I know, and I'll see you guys in a video in the next couple of days, and peace.